Good evening, everybody. Declan Murphy here again, just to bring you some of the news for the Camlough, Bessbrook and Camlough area. And thanks again to Destination Uri for giving me this opportunity. So I'd like to start off tonight with a bit of a roundup on sports. Now, I know it's been very quiet because the COVID restrictions have imposed more or less lockdowns on a lot of the football clubs, for playing and for training. However, despite all of that, the likes of Shane O'Neill's, and that's some of their jerseys that you can see in front of you. So fundraising still has to continue. These jerseys are available through the club, and as far as I know, eventually they will be available online. So again, it's could be a contribution to the club, and it's a great maybe present for somebody as well, particularly coming up to Christmas. So those are two of the different sets of jerseys that are available. So contact anybody in the club, any of the football teams, and hopefully eventually it'll become online and you can purchase them. Okay, now, as I said last week about the Last Man Standing event, it's obviously to begin this Saturday. So as far as I know, tickets are still available. Cara Cruppen, World Mental Health Day was, I think, on Saturday. And, again, football clubs have a big part to play in this. This is Cara Cruppen, promoting the GA mental health charter. So if anybody wants to take a look at that's on their Facebook page. And again, it's brilliant, that clubs are providing opportunities for young people to get out and be physically active, and that obviously helps people's anxiety and mental health and all of that as well. But just remember, you're never on your own, and it's okay to feel not okay. But everybody needs to sort of tie in, talk to your friends, and keep everybody on board, particularly at this time when football has sort of half closed down. Okay, I'd like to move on then to Camlough Rovers and the ladies. There they are. They had their match on. It was obviously the Irish Cup quarter final. Fantastic, lead up to this, and they had a match. It was an away match on Sunday. Unfortunately, it just wasn't their day. But fair play. They were out on the day. They gave it their best shot. Unfortunately, the other team was just stronger on that particular day. But no doubt the ladies will be back. Fair play for at least putting in the effort, and fair play to the managers and the coaches and everybody else going out. That's Camlough Rovers. I'd also like to maybe take that's a blast from the past. This is the Camlough ABC. The boxers there, you can see Tony Loughlin and Marty McCusker in the background. Marty Holland there on the left-hand side. I'm just not 100% sure. These photographs are taken a while ago, but that's the young boxers from Camlough ABC back in the day. And then I have another photograph there, which is another blast from the past. Maybe it's the next one. If you can get that up, Cahill. Here we go. And, well, definitely two boxers. I think that's our current Minister for Finance in the middle there. I presume that was some presentation. That looks like Kieran Murphy on the left-hand side and young Shane on the right. So again, that's not today or yesterday. That was a couple of years ago at the very least. So that's a wee blast from the past for Camlough Rovers. Okay, I'd like to then take a wee look at, this is Brookfield Football Club, and the under-15s. They're going to welcome the international and former Man United player, Keith Gillespie. And that will be to a bit of training with them, and obviously local legend Kieran Feehan as well. And so that's a training session on Wednesday, the 21st of October. And he will give a talk on mental health too. So again, this is a great opportunity for young people to meet two heroic figures and, have a bit of a discussion on mental health issues as well. So fair play to Brookfield for organising that. Okay, I'd like to move on to then, unfortunately, this is while everybody is trying their best to make the communities better, unfortunately, and this is a topic that I've touched on before, and it is to do with a criminal gang that's operating in the Bessbrook area. This is one of the latest very public attacks that they have committed on our community. This is a brand new house. It was built just, finished this year. The people that it was provided to by it's a housing association house. They were just ready to move in, and before they got moving in, they had moved in some of their stuff, And this is a single mother and quite a number of children she has as well. They're all moving into this house, much needed because they are living in temporary accommodation. But before they got the opportunity to move in, there was an arson attack on the house. Fortunately, the fire brigade were very quick on the scene and it didn't burn the house to the ground, but there's a lot of damage done inside, and you can see quite a bit of scorch damage done outside. And this was nothing personal against the family that was moving in. This was just an attempt to try and ensure they didn't move in so that the perpetrators could move one of their own family members in. That's all it boils down to. This isn't local people. This Carrickfista, where this happened, is a very settled community, a quite cohesive community. There's a serious amount of people have been living there since it was first opened. And unfortunately, for this to be brought onto the doorstep, it's just totally unacceptable. Again, by a criminal gang that's operating in the area quite a number of years. These are people that have moved in over maybe the last 10, 15, 20 years and trying to impose their own authority, on the area. And again, a big element of this is to intimidate people out of new houses so they can move their own family members in. Well, all I can say is that this has been reported to the PSNI. The PSNI will investigate this. I will ensure that they do. And, if the people that are involved in this activity think that they're going to get away with it, well, they put their seatbelts on, because you can be rest assured, whatever resources we have at our disposal within this community, we will make sure that they are used to track these people down, fully investigate this, and that the book is thrown at them. So this is totally unacceptable behaviour. I'd like to just move on to, this is a wee initiative that is being promoted by the PCSP, that's the Policing Committee and Safety Partnership, which comes under the auspices of Newry Morning Down District Council. And again, we were talking about this time of the year where it's dark and maybe just a wee bit more attractive to would-be burglars to break into people's houses. One of the problems for any estate is that people are going out to work, they're leaving all the lights off, there's no vehicle at the house, and that's almost like a green light to some of these would-be thieves. They come into estates, the first thing they do is to take a look at a house that's in darkness, check out to see that there's no cars at the front, and then they'll go around the back and they will try and get in through the back windows. So obviously, between vigilance of the neighbours, we all have to look out for each other. There are home security packs. I have one here. Let's see if you can see that. Not too sure. There you go. So these, I'm going to deliver these to some of the residents groups in the Bessbrook Camlough area. And they're small devices that just will help and give people a wee bit of peace of mind that, that they have some devices that will deter burglars. That's part of it. This too sure if you can see that. You put that in and you set the timer. Say for example you're not home until 6 and it's getting dark at 4:30. You have a light. It could be a lamp or a table light coming on at 4:30. And at the very most, at the least, that will maybe give a would-be thief the impression that there's somebody in the house. So it's always small measures that act as deterrents. So that's an opportunity for people if they want to either go to the local residents group, see if there's any of them available through them, or else contact me by the usual ways, by phone, email, or by Facebook, and I'll make sure that you have one. Okay, thanks. I'd like to move on. Now, this is a number of shout outs tonight. So the first on my list, hopefully you'll be able to get the right photo, is Shawneen Doyle. It was Shawneen's, yes, that's Shawneen there. It was her birthday. She's the bride on the day. That was her wedding. It was her birthday on the 7th of October. So Shawneen, she is a Camlough woman. She lives in Doyle's Villas. They've even named the estate after her. And it was her birthday. So best wishes to Shawneen. Also on the 8th of October, it was Claire McCabe's birthday. Claire McCabe Quinn. That's herself, her son, and her husband, Cathal. So happy birthday to Claire. Hope you had a great day, and Cathal spoilt you on the day because you deserve it. The next is a brother of mine. That's the two Turlocks, but the older of the two, it was Turlock's birthday on the 8th of October as well. So again, I hope you had a good day, Turlock. No doubt you were spoiled rotten by Donna and young Turlock as well. So happy birthday. Neil Chambers, there's Neil. Very hard to get a photograph of this man. But anyhow, that's him, I think, on Camlough Mountain, taking a look down. And that's him with his son. So it was Neil Chambers' birthday on the 9th of October. And then I have a birthday boy for the 10th on the very left-hand side, left hand for me anyway, is Oisin Murphy. That's a nephew of mine, son of Connor's. That's him with his two cousins. So it was Oisin's birthday on the 9th. So again, big shout out to Oisin and a happy birthday to you. And a big congratulations to Nadine and Brendan Mackin. That's Nadine Trainer. Let's see, yep, on the birth of their baby girl. Nadine and Brandy's out in Australia. They've been out there for quite a number of years. And this is their baby girl, Kaylin, or Kayla, rather, Kayla. It's an Irish name and it's spelled Cadhla, Fada, I think. No doubt there'll be all kinds of versions, but that's either Kayla or Kayla. I think it's Kayla anyway. So big congratulations. No doubt it'll be great whenever you get the opportunity to come back to Ireland, bring the baby with you. And big shout out to you both. So I think, Cathal, that's more or less me for today. As I said before, anybody that wants to give a shout out, just get in contact with me through the usual ways, by phone, by email, or by Facebook private message. And thanks again to Destination Newry for this opportunity. So, slán go fáil agus é Hawaii.